Welcome to the Harjit and Prayer show with your host, Harjit and Prayer.
All right, man. Prayer, we're
Gre-
back.
Greetings, human. How are you?
I'm all right, man. It's
That's cool.
just another couple more days before we head off to the big
Yeah,
show.
it's Thursday night, so less than 48 hours
Yeah.
before at least I see you.
Well, you're driving and you're picking me up, so I'm
Yep,
uh, I'm flying in like first thing in the morning on Saturday, and I'll be there by lunchtime, and then I'll be go go go.
cool.
Yeah. It's
Awesome.
really exciting actually to see tweets and Facebook posts of a lot of people have already started traveling now. They're already
Yeah, it's
headed there.
crazy, right?
Yeah, and some of them are already there. Like, wait, you're like
I'm like,
3 days
yep.
too early.
Yeah, part of me was like, oh, dang, I wish I knew you were there. I would have headed down early too, just to
Right,
chill and
right,
whatever.
right.
So,
And hey, you're looking sharp. You're cleaned up.
yeah, yeah, man. So, I knew I needed a haircut, and it was just getting out of control. And I've been having a rough time finding a good person in Gainesville to cut my hair, and
Okay.
that was actually one of my biggest concerns in moving. Is like I'm gonna lose my barber, I'm gonna lose my
Yeah.
CrossFit, and I'm gonna lose my barber, um, because he was amazing. And so I've been trying to find the right person, and I found a person, but she was not available, and so
Okay.
I needed to get the haircut done. I was like, all right, fine, like whoever's there, I'll do it. So I went Sunday night, and she did my hair. I didn't think anything was wrong while I'm there, so I came home, cleaned up, and I'm like, man, my hair looks really weird. And then my wife saw it. She's like, oh my god, what happened? I'm like, what's wrong? And she's like, that you cannot go out like that. I'm like, do I need to stop? Like, she's like, no, like this is cut too high, this is cut too low, this is uneven, your sideburns are at 45-degree angles, and this one is I mean, that's how bad it was. Like,
Oh
this was,
my God.
it was insane. um so, and so then I was like, oh my god, like what am I gonna do? Because I have work the next day,
You're
and
right.
then also, so I went to work. People gave me funny looks, and that was it. But then I called my hairdresser when I knew she would be back, and I said, I need help because stuff is not looking right. My wife told me to call you, and she's like, oh god, okay, come in tomorrow, we'll take care of it. And as soon as I walked in, she was like, oh my gosh, I am so sorry, let's get this fixed. I didn't even have to say
Even the
anything. Like,
hairdresser thought it was horrible.
yeah, so she's like, the whole time she's like, I am so sorry, I cannot even believe. So she cleaned me up really
You
nicely
should
after
have just come to Ignite like that. I mean,
no, a
you
couple
should have
years ago,
given us a chance to pick on you.
the thing is, it's Florida, and like after getting the haircut, even it looked bad. I was feeling so much cooler and stuff. So that was like another reason to get the haircut. It was retaining heat, and so yeah, it was a little scary for a couple days. And even
Okay.
my kids are like, "You look very different." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know. It's
Yeah,
gonna
no, it
get
looks
fixed."
good, man. It looks good. Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah. So what do we have for our viewers for Ignite particularly? So this is obviously going to be our final show before we head off, and then we're going to do
Right.
some shows over there. So,
Yep.
uh, but any words of wisdom and stuff that we want to?
Yeah, I think we maybe want to say some stuff to the crew about Ignite and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mainly, don't abuse our name, the brand, our message. Our message is that we want to be a group of IT professionals that just like to get together, hang out, and
Respected
enjoy.
IT professionals, respected community members.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we have MVPs in the crew. We have leaders of organizations in the crew. There's a lot of diversity there, and
Yeah.
so I have witnessed people wearing crew shirts, and like cutting in line to get snacks, to get ice cream,
You got
like,
swag.
yep, pushing their way onto elevators, and I'm
Yeah.
like that, and I've called them out and say, like, you're being really disrespectful. If you're going to act like that, take that hat off, because that's unacceptable. And of
Yeah.
course, they kind of blow me off. So I want to say ahead of time now, like if I see that coming from you and I see your hashtag, like, we have a code of conduct,
Yeah.
and that does not comply.
And
You
I
had
will
some stuff
too.
you wanted to add too
Yeah.
about that with
Yeah.
interacting with vendors, right?
Yeah, yeah. I've heard of people telling me that there have been some that go up to vendors in the expo hall and start tossing their hey, I'm Krewe, so what do you got for me? Don't you have something special for me? That kind of a thing, and
Hmm.
just kind of throwing their title or the group's name, but the Krewe has been amazing, right? In terms of networking and has done a lot of stuff for community, charity, and all that stuff. Has helped IT pros, those that have been in need because of natural disasters where they are, or job losses and stuff like that. And we've done some amazing things, and it's really well respected
Yep.
in the tech industry. Vendors, third-party vendors, including Microsoft, look up to this group for guidance, for input, for a direction of things that they need to go. And
Hmm.
um, so yeah, definitely, be good citizens. I always say, be good citizens, be good people. What you do is not, should not reflect back to the bigger picture of the rest of the group. We're not
Hmm.
like you,
Right.
and eventually it's going to hurt you, you know.
Yeah.
Uh,
And I would also say that if you hold special roles in the IT community, this applies to you as well, regardless of the crew.
yeah,
Whether you're um, you have a special designation with like an MVP.
yes,
If you're like, you can't just walk up to a vendor and say I'm an MVP, like, or blah blah blah.
right.
So you can't just walk up and say, like, where's my special MVP swag,
That
unless
credential should
they've
not mean
unless you've
anything.
asked for it unless they've told you ahead of time,
Mhm.
come. That's kind of like, that's number one. It's just disrespectful, and
Yeah,
that's just not how you behave.
yeah,
It's not acceptable behavior in a social setting at all. So don't be like the folks in that show or in the Saturday Night Live skits.
yeah.
Be better than that.
What they
So
say, like respect is given when respect is received, or something like that, right? That's a two-way handshake.
yep,
So it's like a TCP/IP protocol, right?
yeah,
you know, so let's not be, yeah. So anyway,
yes,
so along the same lines, I also want to acknowledge, since we're heading to Ignite, I want to acknowledge the Microsoft Ignite planning committee, the organizers. Uh, you know, I know, being on the roundtable teams in the past, like how much work goes in to plan, to organize, to even pick a venue. Obviously, they have some contracts and stuff like that, which we're not privy of. But
hmm,
I've been on a side where I've seen months in advance on they're sending their crew down. They check out the location, and then they start, okay, we want to put you know the community center over here. We want to do, the food over here. We want to do, all of that really takes a lot of planning, a lot of like genius work. And there's
yep,
so many people involved behind the scenes that you don't even hear about.
hmm,
And I want to acknowledge the one that has been, you know, very prominent and upfront, and has been really tremendously helping the community, the IT pro community. Anna Chu. Hats off to Anna Chu. I mean, she's got her own job, and then she's doing this stuff. Um,
oh wow,
and she's yeah, and she's like answering tweets, and she's answering questions, and working with speakers behind the scenes, because I'm a speaker, so I see that stuff too.
hmm,
Working with the diversity team. And I mean, I don't even know how she does it, but she's pulling it off. And if anyone see her, buy her coffee or buy her a drink, and
Cool.
she deserves it. And then the other person I really want to acknowledge is Shauna Chi, who's heading the and who's doing a lot of work for the diversity in tech movement. Uh, at Ignite this year, and you're seeing all that stuff, right? They got the pre-day stuff on Sunday, and then they got the daily stuff. We got women speakers from some of these countries like I think it's Algeria.
No
They've
way.
got
That's cool.
yeah, so they got they're bringing speakers down, women to talk about what it's like to be an IT professional or a woman in those places, and yeah, so we can learn about these things. They're also bringing student ambassadors, who are young and up and coming, and who's gonna you know do their thing at Ignite and stuff. So there's a lot of like this whole diversity in tech thing is just awesome, and I'm so excited for it. So I myself am doing two idea swap sessions, and
Hmm.
one of them is really funny, which I just submitted yesterday. Actually, it's it's the title is it's called Namaste Sat Sri Akal, which is a greeting in Hindi and Punjabi.
Yeah.
Uh, Technically, it's catered for Indian IT professionals, but it's open to anybody. You
Okay.
know, so if the group that shows up it's only Indians, then we will try to talk in Hindi and Punjabi and English.
That's
Seriously,
great.
you should check out the description because that's what I wrote. And if it's
Nice.
anybody else, then we'll just we'll be diverse. We'll collaborate, and it's all about the reason why I did this is because I find we joke about it, right? Masala IT, and that's why we became the show.
Hmm.
Is the joke about Indian IT professionals who are always the tech support guys,
Right.
behind the phone and whatever.
Yep.
And then I've also seen where they struggle when they're trying to find jobs and or getting hired, and part of it is not it. They're very skilled. They know
Hmm.
their stuff. It is the cultural uh, behaviors
Yep.
that hinders them. Whether it's and I'm serious. Whether it's that too much of a bobblehead, or sometimes they will use the words, oh yes, dear. Even when they're talking to a guy, that's an Indian
Right.
thing to do in India.
Hmm.
It's a respectful thing there, but it sounds weird here. Kind of
Right.
thing. So I wanted to do a little session like that to talk about, hey, how do you fix these things, and what you should look for, and what are your
Good.
struggles and stuff like that. So it's going to be cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. I didn't even. I don't know how I completely missed that. I'm glad you said something about it.
Yeah, you should check it
I'll
out.
definitely check it out. Yeah, it's like, there are a lot of skilled IT workers in India and the States who are from India. And there is a lot of inference from given to Indians based on like the media. And if I don't know if you've noticed, but I've completely stopped using my Indian accent,
Okay.
because I watched a documentary recently, The Problem with Apu,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
where
You mentioned that.
I was watching it and it really convicted me because I'm like, oh my gosh, like our society's impressions of Indians is based on The Simpsons, and it's based on um, Short Circuit.
Okay. Yep.
And
Yeah.
it's like, oh my gosh, I'm not helping my culture move forward into becoming something global. I'm isolating it even further. And I'm like, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna stop doing that because yeah, I meant it as a joke and stuff like that, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm not helping my community by doing this. And
Right.
so I think if you're from India, or if you're an Indian IT worker, or if you're not, you'll probably learn some of the
Yeah.
things that you never knew about cultures and stuff like that. Like, it was kind of interesting going to India and seeing
Yeah.
businessmen walk hand in, like with their hands held
Yes.
down streets, and it's
It's
just like it's
normal.
it's a normal thing.
It's a
It's
normal
not.
thing. Yes.
Yeah, it's not sexual. It's just
No.
like a sign. It's a sign of brotherhood.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna ever hold your hand. You know, like I don't
We
care
can
what.
try in
Nope,
Orlando.
we're not gonna try ever, dude. Unless one of us is dying on the bed, then you can hold my hand. But you know what I mean? And so
Yeah,
it's just
I
like, you know,
get it.
you see that, I'm like, oh, okay. Then somebody explains it
Yeah.
to you. I'm now more wiser about this culture, and that's cool.
It's all
And
about cultural learning and ethnic innuendos and things like that. And it's if once you understand that stuff, then you understand the whys and the whatnots and stuff like that. I was talking to a colleague at work, and we were talking about getting to know people, even in your small IT, colleagues and things like that. Like, you may have animosities and things like that, but when you actually get to know someone on a personal level, like if you understand, oh, this person just ended up in a hospital the other day, or this person's having this problems, or this person has struggling financially, or something like that, then you like really like you the other things that you've been demanding from these people are not as important anymore.
sure.
When you get someone like, hey, listen, I need my printer fixed now. I know. Okay, fine. And then you're doing it because you have to, because they're your end users or your customers or whatever you want to call them. And also, you want to make sure that you're doing your job and it doesn't get escalated higher up and all that fun stuff.
Hmm.
But at the same point in time, you wish that they could understand your predicaments and why you are not getting that done as quickly as you can, or something like that. So
Sure.
he said to me that once you get to know someone, it's very hard to hate them.
Absolutely.
It's true. It's
Mhm.
really true, right? Before you can, oh, right, but after that, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And yeah, I remember I was on the phone on a Microsoft case a couple years ago, and it was a it was a crazy exchange problem that I couldn't figure out. So I opened a CritSat case, and I was on the phone with a guy, I believe from Bangalore. And as we were waiting for some of these processes to complete, I decided to do some research because I had applied to be a speaker at a conference, and I wanted to talk about like how do you work with people that are helping you support your stuff that are in a completely different country.
Yeah.
And so I asked them like, hey, like what whenever people call from the United States, like, what is your impression of us, and what message would you want to tell us if you had a platform to say that? He said that he thinks his impression and his colleagues' impressions was that they don't understand what the problem is. That they're not interested in solving the problem. That they just want to go
Okay.
through this book step by step, and eventually they'll hit a step in the book that is going to solve the problem. And he's like, that's our impression of people from America, from the United States, calling us. And I'm like, whoa, that is so spot on. Like, that's
Yeah.
crazy. And so he's like, what I would want to tell, your peers is that we want to help you solve your problem. And that is our goal. And our job is based on us helping you solve the problem. And so we're very passionate about that. We are doing this work because we want to.
They want
It's
that
not
end result. So
exactly
right.
we actually enjoy speaking to people in other countries. Sometimes one of us has a bad day, and then sometimes
Yeah.
somebody calling us is also having a bad day. It's like, we just want you all to understand that we want to help you solve your problem, but we need you to work with us to get
Yeah.
there. I'm like, oh my
That's a
gosh,
good message. Yeah.
it
Well, in
was
the
insane. I
past,
was like,
I've been
look, thank you for that.
guilty of mistreating. I think out of frustration, and like I've got this problem. I know exactly why what caused it and stuff like that. I just want to get the fix. and then when you go through the support system, you start in the lower tier, and then and then it ends up like it almost seems like it's a waste of time because they're going through their scripting and the book, whatever,
Hmm.
and then you run this stumbling blocks, and then they obviously they are referring to their colleagues, and then you ask to be escalated, and then it goes to the next level and things like that. So I've done that in the past, and then I ended up getting there was a problem not too long ago, a couple of months ago, 3 months ago, and I didn't escalate it. I just worked with this guy, and and it ended up being really really good. And the funniest thing was when he saw my name, he asked me, he says, "Are you the guy?" Like he recognized my name from
Oh wow,
from social media. Like,
that's funny.
are you the guy with this Twitter handle? And are you the guy with this Tech Connect and this? I'm like, wait a minute. He said, yeah. He says, I'm in your groups and I'm following you.
That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
I think that would freak me
What a
out.
small world, and yeah.
Definitely.
So, anyways, yeah, I think we all have so much learning to do and tolerance and stuff like that. So, I'm excited for this year's Ignite because it's going to be bringing all of that stuff out, and you know, so it's
Good.
cool. It's cool.
Yeah. I'm speaking at Ignite as well. I don't know. It's
Yes.
I'm not actually like on any of the session lists and stuff like that. I don't have a room. But my session's going to be in a hallway or maybe outside.
Ah,
I don't know.
what's
Yeah,
the what's the name of your?
it's gonna be how to deal with our future quantum overlords. Because we're all talking about all this quantum internet machines and AI and machine learning and stuff like that, and we need to know how to stand up against this stuff.
So,
So
anybody wants your time, they should actually schedule a meeting through the
there you go.
schedule builder. You can do that.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
So yeah, that's my session.
yeah, that's a good session.
Yeah. I don't know why it's not in the session catalog. It's kind of weird. But
Yeah, yeah.
whatever.
Maybe next year we'll get you in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what else? So it's getting close, and obviously you're in Florida. So I heard it's really hot and humid, right?
Yep.
So plan for that. And those of you that are already en route, you're too late. So,
Yep.
but those that haven't left, so pack accordingly. And
Yeah, honestly, like shorts and t-shirts are all you need if
yeah,
if the convention center does get cold, so bring a hoodie for that.
yeah,
But I mean, in my opinion, I don't think you need pants. That's
yeah.
just my opinion. And if you, like me, if you walk back to your hotel, don't take a shuttle bus, bring an umbrella with you because it rains
Okay,
and
okay.
it's just like all that humidity has to get released at some point.
Right,
So
right,
it's
right.
typically in the afternoon. It used to be around 3 o'clock, but now it's like moving later, like
Okay,
around 5. So it's good to keep an umbrella on you if you can.
okay.
And somebody on WhatsApp was asking about mosquitoes, and dude, mosquitoes are insane.
Really?
But
Okay.
I can't record in my house because they like get through the screen onto the porch and they're eating me alive.
Oh my
Um,
God.
but like last year, and for some reason there's something about me, they really like me. So I had bug spray last year for Ignite, but I never used it because they actually spray, the
Okay,
city
okay.
does, to eliminate them because it's a health risk,
Yeah.
obviously. So they do a good job. I had no problems with any kind of bug like that bites you and stuff like that. I'm trying to think what else. So umbrella.
So obviously,
But if you're going to be wearing sandals and socks, and if it's raining, just get some plastic bags, and just put them over your sandals, and you'll be good to go. Your socks will be dry, your sandals will be dry. It's good. Hey man, it's a thing.
I didn't see this coming. Plastic bags. Okay.
It works
Oh my God.
because galoshes are way too heavy. You don't want to lug them, so just shove some like
Oh,
plastic bags in your
with rubber
Ignite
bands.
bag.
Bring a
Yeah.
rubber band so you can tie the plastic.
Oh, that's a good idea. A rubber band too. Yeah.
Right. So you need to hold it against your legs. Whew. Okay. Oh my god. I can't even concentrate now. That is so we've covered a lot in the series for the last few weeks. Arrive in Orlando Airport. You can get the shuttle from the airport to the hotel,
Yep.
and or you can Uber or Lyft. It's not too expensive. There are options for eating in on iDrive, where a lot of
There's some.
all the hotels are. There's lots of restaurants, lots of bars, lots of. Miller's is a favorite place. Miller's pub, so that's a big hangout for IT pros and like us. And so if you guys want to network and things like that, that's a good place to show up.
Lots of TVs for Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
If you're into that.
Yeah. So we talked about convention, conference food. The breakfast and lunches. Do it, right? Get it, do it, eat it.
Absolutely.
Bring snacks if you need to. To get you by the day and stuff like, because it gets really busy. I mean, you're running from session to session, and talking to vendors and meeting people, and sometimes you just end up skipping lunch and stuff. So you may need something to have. So pack maybe granola bars or things like that, or beef jerky things. What else we talked about? Don't hog the drinks.
And snacks, yeah.
And snacks and things like that.
Leave stuff for the people behind you.
Yeah. So another thing I want to mention is before I forget, and I was going to do a video about this and show how to do it. The way I take notes, I don't carry a laptop to sessions. I think it's just cumbersome, and by the time you turn it on and stuff like that, and you run out of juice, and you don't have a table, so it's tough. So I always use my phone. I mean, my phone is my everything. So I take notes through Twitter. That's how I do it, and it's been valuable actually to a lot of people. So the way I do it is I will use Office Lens app if I have to, and I capture the screen of the whatever the presenter is displaying. And then I will tweet it, and I will hashtag with a session number. For example, THR 1250 or BRK something, and I'll hashtag it, right?
Cool.
So what happens is that, and then you can hashtag MSIgnite, obviously. But what happens is that other people in your sessions are also tweeting with that same hashtag. So now it becomes like a community pool of notes. So something that while you were trying to type, you missed out what the speaker was saying and somebody else captured it, right? So now you come home a week later or whatever, and you can do a search on Twitter with that particular hashtag, and you'll find everything that was mentioned there.
Okay.
So that's
Cool.
a way of taking notes if you want to. You can obviously use the OneNote as well and just copy and paste into that. So yeah, the session numbers are very important. That's why they have it, to differentiate the sessions. But you can use that as a hashtag. So,
Nice.
Yeah. So other than that, I think we wish everyone safe travels, and enjoy your trip, and we'll be there recording again this coming weekend, and then hopefully another one during the week sometime, and we may have a live broadcast. We'll see. Whatever.
Cool.
So anything else you want to say? Oh, did you want to mention some of our friends?
Oh yeah, man. So Joe, sorry you can't make it this year, but you'll be living it up in Europe during Ignite. So
Yeah.
I think I want to be there too. But it's going to be weird not having you here, especially after 6 years of doing this thing together. And then 5 years, sorry. And then on Saturday, I guess we'll be seeing Patrick from Sweden. We'll have some bags of candy for me,
Yeah.
which are not made out of Apparently, they're not made out of cucumbers and tomatoes. It's sugar and something else. Um, so Patrick, we'll see you then. Kenji, Brandon, looking forward to catching up on everything. Sean and Henrik from Canada, hope they let you in. Jen and Francis, we missed you last year, so it'll be good to
Yeah.
catch up with you again and see what's up. And Stuart, man, you gotta keep those memes to yourself because they're just stupid. But it'll be good to see you
There's two
again.
Stewarts.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to seeing the Viking. He complains about the heat too much.
Oh,
But
yeah.
no,
Okay.
our Stu, looking forward to seeing you too,
Yeah.
and catching up on what's going on in upstate New York.
Yeah.
So
So this is
cool.
our close friends that we just mentioned. So we're a
hmm
pretty tight knit group, and we talk all year long and practically every day, which is
Sadly, every day.
pretty much
Yeah.
every day. Yeah, it's been fun. So it'll be a nice reunion back again, and that's why I love this conference for that. And then also, I mean, we're going to be seeing a lot of our crew friends, you know, people like Michael Bender and Pat, and who helped organize the crew party, and lots of people. So.
Cool.
All right, so if we didn't mention you, it's not that we didn't think about you. We love you. So until next time, and until we see you at Ignite, I am Harjit, and you'll find me on Twitter as @Hoorge, HOORGE. And please retweet what I'm tweeting with the MSIgnite hashtag, and like what I
Yep.
do.
Retweet with comments with the MSIgnite
Yes.
hashtag.
Yes.
Very important difference. I'm Prayer, and you can find me on Twitter at the IT Jedi. You'll see me at Ignite wearing sandals. No, you won't.
With
I'll be
plastic
wearing.
bags.
No, I will not be doing that. I'll be wearing sneakers and socks because they are the most comfortable thing to wear. But there you go.
All right, safe travels, and see you guys soon.
Yeah. See you
Cheers.
Saturday.
Bork, bork, bork.